So I wanted to try something a little different, and I thought I would record myself making a mini art journal. And let me just tell you, it wasn't pretty, but I am in the process of putting together a new craft room. So I have craft supplies in like 7 out of 8 rooms in my house. So this video is more of what not to do instead of how to. But I ended up making a little journal. Stick to it. You never know what you'll end up with. It's not pretty. So I'm using the top of a standard gift box, which is approximately 7.5 inches by about 10.5 inches, and I'm going to trim it down so that it is more like 5.5 inches by 10.5 inches. Now I have about 12 pieces of standard copy paper, 8.5 by 11, and I'm actually going to trim these down to where they will fit within the edges of my cover. Now I know that my pages are sticking out a little bit, so I'm gonna need to trim them down just a smidge. So here is where I would have done things very differently, but I really am impatient. I'm experimenting. I'm committing to not starting over. So I found some pages. They don't fit to where I can use one page for the whole front and back cover. So I'm just going to take and glue one sheet to the top cover, trim it, glue the back sheet to the back cover, trim that, and figure out the spine as I go along. So the only thing I could find amongst the crazy mess that I have with all my craft stuff was this ribbon, and I think it will work fine, and I'm just going to use this to kind of reinforce the spine of my book. So I'm going to take my Tim Holtz Distress Ink Vintage Photo, and I'm just going to kind of dust up the edges to sort of take the rawness off And again, this is just a playing journal. It's, to fiddle with. I'm not selling it, I'm not giving it away. So I'm really not overly thinking what I'm doing. And I really am learning along the way of what not to do, what to do. But again, committing to not starting over, not being rough on myself, and pressing on. Now, of course, I shouldn't have put the spine on until I mounted my pages, my signature, into my cover. So I'm going to do something that might make people cringe, but it's all I could think of at the time. I'm going to glue a piece of paper. Again, it's not even going to come all the way across. So I'm going to do a little surgical cut and paste, but I'm going to basically glue my signature, which I have gone ahead and stapled together, and I'm going to glue it to a piece of paper, and then I'm going to glue that paper to the inside of my cover, if that makes any sense at all. But at this point, I can tell you it worked. Wasn't pretty, wouldn't do it this way again, but it's getting yourself out of a trouble spot. And after going over my new raw edges with some vintage photo, I am pretty much done, and I'm very happy. My pages are about the measurement that I wanted them to be. I'm not going to work directly in this journal. I'm going to do my art on separate papers, and then I'm going to glue them into this journal. So for what I needed, I'm happy with it. And yeah, just don't give up. Have fun with the process and enjoy the journey.